Today we'll be teaching you how to use the online tool known as Socrative. Now, Socrative empowers the teacher to engage and assess students using real-time questioning. And with this real-time questioning, the teacher is able to get instant access on student data. So after a quiz is completed or finished, it gets sent immediately to the teacher for observation. And this is great so the students and teachers can correlate with one another, and the students can get an eye-opening experience of exactly what they did wrong and know what they can do to improve themselves in the future. Now, on Socrative, you can manage types of quizzes. One is creating a quiz, and this is where it's customable for the teacher. The teacher can create any quiz, whether it means science, math, language arts, or social studies. The teacher can create any type of quiz they want. And this can be done using multiple choice questions, which is yellow, true-false questions, which is purple, and short answer questions, which is red. And the teacher can use any types of these questions for their assessment. Now, importing a quiz, these are quizzes that are accessed from other Socrative users, or there's an Excel spreadsheet of Socrative quizzes that the teacher can utilize. Also, there's number 3 for My Quizzes. Under My Quizzes, these are the quizzes that have been saved and used by the teacher in the past, and it can always be accessed in the future whenever the teacher would like to. And lastly is the most important part, which is with reports. Reports is where all the data is collected for the teacher, and the teacher can always go back to the report screen and observe and analyze the data in detail, so the teacher is able to determine whether a student may need enrichment or whether a student may need remediation. And it's very important so the teacher can differentiate amongst all of its students. Now, there's different types of assessments used in Socrative. There's Start a Quiz, there's the Quick Questions screen, there's the Space Race screen, and the Exit Ticket screen. And I'll explain more in detail as we progress. And I'm going to show you guys what it's like to access all of these on the website. Now, Socrative is free, so you just have to create an account, which is very easy. And once you do, you can log in. So I'm going to sign in, and it takes you to the home screen. And you have a room code specifically oriented to you as the teacher. So this is my room code for myself and my students. Now, this is the dashboard, and as I can show you, these are the types of quizzes you can use. So I'm going to go an example of one and how it will look for the teacher and students. So let's do Start a Quiz. Now, this is where all the quizzes will be shown. So I'm going to select the World Facts quiz, and this takes you to the settings screen. Now, on the settings screen, you're able to choose and manipulate whatever you want for you personally and your students. Once that is ready, you hit Start. Now, this takes you to the teacher home screen for the assessment. Okay, so like I mentioned, the yellow is multiple choice, purple is true false, and red is short answer. And this is where all the data will be collected for the teacher when the students finish. Now let's go to the student perspective. Here's the room code that's specifically oriented to me, so I give this to my students. They type it in, hit Join Room. Once that's done, they type their name, so we'll say John Doe, and they're done. Now this takes them immediately to the quiz. So I'm just going to go through this quiz selecting random answers. Okay, so they choose your answer, and it says incorrect, correct, and an explanation. And you can modify that as the teacher, whether if you want to have that for the students and taking the quiz or not, whether they got it wrong or right. And you can choose that based on your settings. And as you can see, it provides explanations and details of how they've answered the question. And again, that can be completely modified on personal preference for the teacher. Now, once the quiz is done, this is the screen they see. This is where the students wait for other classmates to finish. So let's go back to the teacher screen. Now, as you can see, the data is inputted to the teacher. You can see what questions were wrong, and you can see what questions were right. And it tells you the type of question above. Now, once all students have submitted their work, it would be shown on this screen. And once the teacher gets that, they would hit Finish. Okay, and they would choose Get a Report, which would be on Excel spreadsheet. They would view a chart of the detail, or you can just go back to the dashboard. So let's hit View Chart. And as you can see, it gives the student score and exactly what they got wrong. Okay, now under Managing Quizzes, this is where you can create the quiz and access your reports. And let's see, with reports, it shows you the data. You can go specific, you can view the chart, and there's the information for you to access. I hope this video is very helpful and helps you integrate it with your students so they can self-assess themselves and progress as students.